first is community, and the second is telling stories. I figured out, it took me a while to figure this out, that I'm not a brand owner who's an activist. I'm an activist who's a brand owner. So community is incredibly important to me. And figuring out how I can make the mountain higher. I was at Lazar's spot, Motel Legacy Lounge in December, and he's got 100-something black-owned spirits on the bar. And it's staggering to see. And it wasn't until I was standing there with Lazar looking at all those spirits that are out in the world now that it dawned on me. Sorrel is in many ways like, it's a grand uncle. The first black-owned spirit was, I can't think of the name now, 4100 Vodka, Ken Watts, 2008. Second was Clyde Davis. Sorrel is the third black-owned spirit in the country. Everyone else came after that. And I've heard people say, oh, this is the blueprint. No, sir, you deserve a better blueprint than I had. You deserve easier access capitalization. You deserve pension from the banks before you're making $10 million a year. Like, my job is to make sure that whoever decides to enter this thing after this point, they don't have to fight the battles that I fought. It should be easier, or I'm not doing my job. The second thing in front of me is there's other stories to tell. This is a story that's been around for centuries, and it's just now getting out. And I cannot tell you how much I feel every day burdened with purpose. The people who were making this, I mean, they did everything they could to destroy their identities. They kidnapped them, they beat them, they raped them, they sold them into servitude. They changed their names and their religion and their language, but somehow they keep making this drink to remind themselves of who they are. There's 20 generations of people who couldn't speak for themselves. I get to tell their stories. The beautiful thing about this for me is it's not about me. It's not my story. There's other stories out there to tell. There's so many marginalized communities that have been doing dope shit for centuries and have not had the ability to capitalize on it. Y'all see these ships? Y'all, who knows the potato chips were invented by a black man? How many black-owned potato chips are there in the country? These are the only non-celebrity black-owned potato chips in the country, and they're fucking delicious. And no one knows. We got to tell these stories. We got to tell these stories because if you let them, they will try to erase you. You wouldn't believe the fight I have the New York Times who would not admit that my license to make liquor was a license to make liquor. Motherfuckers. It says distillery on the permit. Why are you going to argue with the government's definition of what a distillery is? You got to tell your stories because you are future ancestors. You are future ancestors, and someone's going to look back on 150 years from now and look at your name and try to figure out how did they do it? In the age of that asshole Trump, how did they figure out how to succeed? You need to conduct yourselves like future ancestors. Make sure they get your story right. Make sure they get your story right.
Thank you so much to activists and legendary. This was amazing. Yes.
Thank you so much. Always good to see you.
Thank you so much. We'll take a quick 5-minute, 10-minute gap here. Thank you guys.
You gonna my one side. You make me give lamba. Me no feel look and pass. She give me eye contact. Oh baby, Jack, come on. Oh baby, Jack, give me this your love. Me I go show you love. As long as you know if need your body must go. You gonna my one side. You make me give lamba. Me no feel look and pass.